going on, everyone? It's a brand new week for Game of Thrones, and my god, the amount of chills and goosebumps and sadness and gut-wrenching moments that went through this episode really much destroyed me. What's going on, guys? My name is Zach, and welcome to a brand new TV review talking Game of Thrones. This is Season 8, Episode 4. My god, this is the best episode of the season by a mile. This is Game of Thrones firing on all cylinders. The moments that make your gut just drop, makes you get a lump in your throat, and overall kind of gets you a little bit teary-eyed and goosebumps all around. This had some of the best written dialogue overall. And of course, guys, I want to hear what your guys' favorite moment and what your least favorite moment was in this episode. Make sure to comment down below. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you guys are new here, because I'll be talking all Game of Thrones leading up to the finale. My god, again, though, I really love this episode. This is, again, one of the better episodes, probably the best episode of this season. And coming off last week's episode, which I liked, but overall had some really nice fan service moments to it, I didn't find myself totally on board with it, especially after watching it a second time. It really is curious to me with some of the character decisions. You know, I love Arya killing him, I love Lady Mormont's death, I love Jorah's death. It all was a fitting conclusion to their storylines, but there were some characters that I'm very surprised survived, and this episode kind of pushed it in place with certain others them. Let's start with the Brienne and Jaime storyline. Of course, this is a hookup that we've been very much waiting for a very long time, and they finally hooked up. What does that mean for one or the other? I think this means Jaime's really solidifying that he's gonna die. Like, this guy is riding out to die, and that moment between him and Brienne before he rides out was great. Really, they've had such great chemistry with one another since Season 3, and I've loved how it's built upon to this further state right now. I'm again very nervous to see what's going to happen, because does Brienne leave Sansa and go after him? I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there are certain characters in here that we can definitively say are probably safe. I think Yara's storyline is done officially. Tormund's storyline is officially done. And Ghost, my god, Ghost. Jon, seriously, you couldn't give him a hug goodbye? I think their two storylines are officially done. I think we look at Sansa. I think she does have still quite a bit there. But a lot of these characters that we kind of said goodbye to in this episode, you know, we had the Tormunds, we have the Yaras a couple episodes ago, and even Brienne. I have a feeling Brienne's kind of storyline is kind of set in stone within there. There will be more to the north, without a doubt, but next episode seems to be better than the last war episode. This is the last war, like Daenerys said in this episode, and it looks insane just watching it from the preview. But some of the other sinking moments in here that really just made my jaw drop is when Viserion gets shot through the neck, shot through the heart, and just overall dies. I thought Viserion had actually died last episode, and you guys told me in the comments that he didn't, and he's dead. And that made me really sad. Like, really freaking sad, because I didn't think that a dragon would die that fast. But again, that's the kind of the Game of Thrones that I've been waiting for, is those shocking moments like that, and that was one of them. Another one that comes in later down the episode is, of course, Grey Worm's Honey, one of my favorite characters who had such a great collaboration with Daenerys throughout her whole run. Missandra, rest in peace to you. I know I probably just mispronounced her name, but really, rest in peace to you. You've been one of the best allies to Daenerys this whole way through, and God, it kills me, because I thought Grey Worm was going to die before her, but this guy's going to want some... He's going to want some damn revenge after what she did. After the Mountain slit her throat and just cut her head clean off. During that whole moment, when Tyrion had walked up, and him as the king, or as the queen's help, and of course, Cersei's, I can't speak today, Cersei's helper, they both come up, they both talk, he knows what to go, he goes straight up to her, and actually for a second I was like, are they really going to kill Tyrion? Because there's going to be another shocking moment in here. And of course, when she grabs her, I was sitting there, I'm like, yeah, she's dead. Sadly, she is dead. There's no way she's getting out of this, and it really just... Grey Worm deserves some revenge. If anyone's going to kill Cersei, it's kind of Grey Worm. Really, you know, it comes down to Arya, Grey Worm, and Jaime for which three are going to kill him. But yeah, you know, we had some big deaths this episode, and it really, every single one really sank my heart for the characters around them. Man, there's some really good dialogue in here as well. Again, we go back to why this is one of my favorite episodes of the season, and we go back to that Varys and Tyrion scene when they're discussing why Jon would probably be the better king. And I love that whole dynamic between them. They've always had one of the better dynamics between one another, but just their continuing banter with one another, and how Varys knows what is best for the kingdom. They all know that Daenerys might be... I love Dany as a character, but Jon is probably the better king. And how Tyrion's pretty much saying, why don't we just marry them together? But is she really gonna want this? That all comes down to Daenerys, and she's hot and red. She almost flew in Drogon and almost got him killed, and she was smart and backed up. She needs to be smart. This is all about story. And next episode, again, looks to be like that big war episode that we've been wanting. Lots of good dialogue in here again. We go back to the Varys and Tyrion scenes. Really excellent dialogue between there. Tyrion and Sansa having a great moment on the wall when he's saying that you want to make allies with her. You know, it still builds up a lot of what Sansa's going through. And I think we look at all our female empowerment characters in here that we all love, who have really come from characters that we didn't really like at first. You know, Sansa was one of them. We even go from Cersei, who we really adored at first and kind of understood her, but she was always that bitch that we hated. And we even at this point understand where she is at this point. You know, Sansa, Arya, Brienne, Dany, you know, all of our main female characters have all gone through hell and back. And that's something that I think we all forget, is that when people are complaining like, oh, why is Sansa acting like this? Why is Dany acting like this? We have to remember that they have gone from the point of losing everything. And after watching this episode, I'm sitting there like, some people are complaining about certain of their elements and the way that they react, but I just understand that this is their character moments. This is who they are, and it makes sense of why they are like this. I've really appreciated each and every one of their arcs, and of course our boy Gendry, I love the little significance flair that Dany gave to him, but when he tries to go and bow down to Arya and propose to her, Arya's like, I am no lady. And, you know, I saw that coming. I think some people wanted them, but her riding off with the Hound is probably the best way. We know what the Hound's going there to do. We know what Arya's going there to do. She has one more on her kill list, and that is Cersei. I still don't think she'll be the one to put the knife in her. Maybe I'm wrong. But we also look at the Hound. We all know what he's going to do. He's going to help, but he's also going to kill the Mountain. I mean, we've been waiting for the Clegane Bowl since season 1, and it's coming. It is definitely coming. Again, this was just an excellent episode all around. There was very much a lot of moments that really sank our heart. It ended some storylines for certain side characters like Tormund, and also gravitated to, again, moving chess pieces around. Like I've always said, the Game of Thrones is, it's a giant game of chess, and everyone's moving their pieces around for the next big mark. This is one of those episodes that moves them forward, but this is why I fell in love with Game of Thrones, are episodes like this. Excellent dialogue, excellent character dynamics, and some fan service moments that a lot of us have been waiting for quite a while, and even going further down the road to say, man, some jaw-dropping moments too, with some deaths that happen in here. That is what comes down to some of these moments. And of course, also the Bronn storyline, I thought was a little half shit-baked, if I could say the best. I like their discussion with one and the fourth, but I think that's what a lot of us kind of thought was going to happen. And again, I can't say much to where certain of these characters will go. There might be more storylines to them, and if there are, then I really have no complaints on that part. But again, I can't complain too much about certain characters and the way that they left off, because I haven't seen the rest of the show yet. We have 2 episodes left that I'm very sad about. We only have pretty much 3 hours left of the whole show, and it kind of breaks my heart that Game of Thrones is coming to an end. But guys, again, those are some of my favorite moments. Again, to reiterate, one of my favorite moments again in here is the jaw-dropping moment between when the dragon died and Missandei dies. Really, really heartbreaking stuff right there. Really looking forward to the next episode, and again, a lot of the dialogue in this episode was stunning. That opening scene when they're all lighting the bodies up on fire was excellent, and really just seeing them all play around and have fun and really celebrate their victory in life, and just celebrating the dead who died. You know, it was very, very great to see the characters actually celebrating for once, and all those moments and all the little subtleties that the director had shown into there. You know, we have the zoom in on Daenerys when she's looking at Jon celebrating with the wildlings. You go to some of the stuff with Sansa, you go to some of the stuff with Brienne, Podrick, the Hound, Tormund. Again, everyone in that whole sequence had a lot of great moments. And again, just goes down to be why this is my favorite episode of the season. Let me know, guys, down below what is your favorite part of this episode again, and let me know what is your guesses for next, because my god, you know, we thought the last episode was going to be bloodshed. This seems to be the one that's coming up, and I think a major death is coming up in this next episode. Thank you guys again so much for watching this episode of Game of Thrones TV review. I don't do a lot of them, but Game of Thrones is one of those episodes I gotta talk about. Thank you guys again. Hit that like and subscribe if you guys are new here, and until next time, stay classy.